The tragic neglect, Genevieve Meehan, a life cut short. One ordinary Monday morning in May 2022, Genevieve Meehan, known affectionately as Gigi, arrived at the Tiny Toes nursery, exuding the same joy and vitality that had become her hallmark. The 9-month-old with mesmerizing emerald eyes had recently taken her first steps and uttered her first words. Her weekend at home had been filled with warm embraces and the playful melodies of her favorite toy tambourine. As Katie Wheeler, Genevieve's mother, bid her farewell, she uttered those familiar words that echo in the hearts of parents across the globe, "I love you, sweetie." Little did she know that those words would be the last she spoke to her precious daughter. Just over 7 hours later, Genevieve's life was tragically extinguished. In what should have been the sanctuary of a nursery, she had been carelessly placed face down on a beanbag for an unconscionable hour and 37 minutes, her cries for help falling on deaf ears. Eventually discovered lifeless and blue, she had suffocated to death. This harrowing incident, which unfolded within the walls of the nursery in Cheadle, Hulme, Stockport, brought to light a disturbing series of questions. How could a helpless infant be left unattended for such an extended period? Did inadequate staffing contribute to her untimely demise? And most crucially, could such a tragedy occur again? The neglect unmasked. The chilling details of Genevieve's final hours were captured on the nursery's CCTV camera, providing a minute-by-minute account of the callous neglect she endured. Within 20 minutes of Genevieve awakening from her nap at 9:01 a.m., Kate Roughley, the deputy manager of the baby room, could be seen expressing frustration. Impatiently placing Genevieve on a play mat, she muttered, "Vile, and 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Roughley's frustration escalated into apparent hostility towards the helpless child. As Genevieve cried on the play mat, Roughley was seen clapping and tauntingly singing, "Oh Genevieve. Genevieve go home, Genevieve go home Genevieve." Days earlier, she had told Genevieve to "stop your whinging" and declared, "Genevieve, if we had any chance of being friends, you just blew it." Despite claiming to have aspired to work with children since her school days, Roughley's actions exhibited a staggering lack of compassion and care. After 17 years of employment at Tiny Toes, she had apparently lost sight of the fundamental principles of nurturing and protection. Staffing shortage or systemic failure? During the trial, suggestions emerged that Roughley was merely a bad apple in an otherwise dysfunctional nursery. However, Genevieve's tragic fate begs the question, was there a deeper systemic failure at play? Testimony revealed a chaotic and understaffed environment in the weeks preceding Genevieve's death. Megan Goldsby, a staff member in the toddler room, described the nursery as very badly run. Staffing ratios, she informed the court, were consistently exceeded, with as many as 9 babies under the care of a single staff member. This blatant disregard for national guidelines, which require a ratio of 1 staff member to 3 children under 2, raises serious concerns about the overall quality of care at Tiny Toes. The nursery's decline from its good rating just 5 years earlier is both shocking and alarming. Regulatory failures and systemic reform. The harrowing events at Tiny Toes have cast a spotlight on the need for more rigorous early years inspections. Ofsted, the regulatory body, currently conducts nurseries just once every 6 years, significantly less frequently than the 4 inspections per academic year that schools undergo. This disparity raises the question of whether the current inspection regime is adequate to ensure the well-being of young children. Furthermore, the use of beanbags as sleep aids, despite being declared unsafe by the Lullaby Trust, raises concerns about the adequacy of existing regulations. Considering the blatant breach of government guidance for sleep arrangements in the case of Genevieve, it is imperative to explore the necessity of an explicit ban on the use of beanbags for sleep. Accountability beyond the individual. While Kate Roughley was ultimately convicted of manslaughter, it is crucial to recognize that her actions were part of a larger systemic failure. The nursery management, who had access to live CCTV footage of the baby room, must also bear some responsibility for the tragedy. The question of who ultimately carries the blame for Genevieve's untimely demise remains a complex one. Some may argue that Roughley's behavior, though reprehensible, was the result of an overwhelming workload and inadequate support. Others may contend that the nursery management, with their oversight of daily operations, should have ensured that staffing levels were sufficient to provide a safe environment for all children. As the legal process concludes and the dust settles, it is essential to embark on a thorough examination of the systemic factors that led to Genevieve's tragic end. Out of this darkness, we must strive to illuminate the path towards a future where every child is safeguarded and nurtured to reach their full potential. Genevieve's legacy, a call for change. Genevieve's short life, cut tragically short, has left an indelible mark on the community and beyond. Her death serves as a stark reminder of the preciousness of childhood and the urgent need to create a child care system that prioritizes the well-being of every child. By advocating for increased inspections, enhanced regulations, and a cultural shift towards valuing caregivers as highly skilled professionals, we can honor Genevieve's memory and work towards a future where all children are safe, respected, and loved.